Audio on demand from Vision Christian Media.
Exploring faith and the future. Neil Johnson and Bible teacher Dr. Kameel Majdali.
We've been talking about this great salvation we have as Christian believers and reflecting on Hebrews chapter 2 verse 3. How shall we escape if we neglect so great a salvation? We've been talking about some practical ways of dealing with the challenges we face day to day. Things like getting the Word of God in our heart, learning to fear God, knowing what it is to be able to rely on the cross of Christ, and on confession of His Word. Today, Kameel, let's talk about the things we might watch, the things we might read, and the things we might listen to. How do they affect the way we live our lives each day and God's great salvation?
Well, we're in an image-driven world, Neil, and image can be more important than the reality behind it. It's sort of like printing money without having any gold to back it up. Image can be everything. Now, this is not a biblical stance. It's certainly not a mature spiritual stance. We learn that God is not at all impressed with outward appearances because God looks at the heart. And if that's what our God does, that's what we should be doing too. Go beyond the lacquered, varnished facade and see what is in the heart. That is so important. But anyway, in terms of what we read, what we watch, what we listen to, if we're going to live a victorious life in the fullness of the great salvation, we do need to be discerning, and dare I say it, Neil, we need to be discriminating. We need to be fussy. We don't just take anything that comes our way and say, fair enough. No. We are responsible for how we live. We answer to God for it. So let's make sure that whatever we do, whatever we listen to, whatever we read and watch, that we will not be ashamed in that day when we stand before Him. So when it comes to the issue of overcoming temptation, I might just want to add this. Get a hold of quality music, especially quality Christian music, and have it playing in the background, because it can actually have a positive effect on you. And when it comes to temptation and you're listening to God-honoring words and exhilarating lyrics, music as well, it can actually cause that temptation to lift. Let me quote to you from 2 Kings 3, verse 15. This is Elisha speaking, the prophet. But now bring me a minstrel. And it came to pass when the minstrel played, the hand of the Lord came upon him. Do you get the message here? When it's the right music, anointed music, God-honoring music, it will cause God's hand to be upon you. And let me say, when God's hand is on you, the temptation will go.
Is this something that every individual can discern, Kameel? Because as you grow in maturity, in knowing and following Christ, that we'll be able to tell what music is good and what music is not.
Everybody has the capacity to discern. But unfortunately, many do not use that capacity or develop it. So I want to urge our listeners, become discerning. As it says in 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 21, prove all things. Hold fast to what is good.
Faith and the future with Neil Johnson and Dr. Kameel Majdali from Teach All Nations. Find articles, videos and podcasts from Dr. Kameel, plus today's and other episodes of Faith and the Future in the Vision app or at vision.org.au.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.